Okie dokie. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming to PonyCon AU 2014. How are you all doing today? Everyone down here and up in the back, very nice, very nice. I like this. Welcome to the voice actor panel for Sunday. You're in for a treat. You're in for an absolute treat. Those of you who were here yesterday, you know exactly who we're dealing with. For those of you today, you probably have an inkling of who these people are. If I could introduce to the stage, the wonderful, the charismatic Andrea Libman and Peter New. Hello. Here. Hello. Yes, this guy. There we go. There we go. And there you are. Very nice.
Which was? Hulk Fluttershy? You like that? You guys liked that yesterday? Awesome. Aw. Awesome. Nice to see you guys. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to start by saying, just so I don't forget, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for having us. We're having the most amazing time. We love Australia. Yeah. It's a beautiful place with beautiful people, and I just feel so lucky to be here, and it was amazing meeting every single one of you, so thank you so much. It's very special.
I was going to say exactly that. In fact, I wrote it down, and Andrea committed it to memory and then just said it. So thanks for nothing. No, seriously, I echo that sentiment 100%. It's just we've had such a fantastic time. Everybody's been terrific, and we love this place. Thank you very much.
Just before we begin the panel, however, I'd like to... I know you guys made a huge amount of noise. Great, fantastic welcome for these guys, but I think maybe we could Aussie it up a little bit. If we could all just say g'day on 3. Because these guys, they haven't had so many people say g'day to them.
Actually, just before that happens, can I press a record on this thing? Because I'm going to make my episode 2 of Convention Capers for
And I'm going to
Fanbelt.
videotape it.
Oh my goodness.
Because I'm so excited right now. Did you know upstairs we kept a tally on a whiteboard of how many people said good day? And there was only 11. Only 11. So
I think we can improve on that,
if you all say it at the same... Oh, okay. But if it's forced, I don't think it really... But if you all say it together, that is going to add a big number. Okay.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So when Mr. New is ready...
I'm Peter New, and welcome to episode 2 of Convention Capers. So, that was some yelling. Oh, my microphone. I'm sorry, little microphone. So, yesterday everybody said Australia watches Fanbelt or something. Can you all say Australia watches Fanbelt or something? Perfect. Can you now all say, I have a duck and a chicken in my hat? I have a duck and a chicken in my hat. Oh, wow. Now can you say 3 times 8 is 4? 3 times 8 is 4. And these are the exceptional things that we do together as human beings. I love you too. Thank you for joining me on Convention Capers Part 2.
You're all going to be internet famous.
That was incredibly difficult. Thank you.
I can see that tripod gives you a bit of trouble there.
Well, you know, it's only episode 2, so I've yet to work it out. And mostly, I expect to be walking around like this, just filming myself. It's, but I keep forgetting, so we'll see. Even plugged in. See how that goes as Convention Capers evolves and becomes something actually maybe worth watching. You're worth watching. I just don't know if I remember to turn my phone around enough. I think it might have just been me going. I don't know. I'll have to see later.
That's. I'm sorry. I have to bring this up. Yesterday, you guys enjoyed a delicious Australian ice cream. I believe that Mr. New enjoyed it a little bit too much. There is a very large...
There's a gay time spill.
There's a gay time spill over here.
Gay time spill.
For those of you who weren't here yesterday, these two experienced a gay time for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. The evidence is right here on this tablecloth.
Yeah.
I could have worded that better.
Except for the
rule.
videotape.
And the live stream.
Yeah. What happens on Earth stays on Earth, I think. Except for the sad. No, that doesn't work either anymore. That's right. What happens in the universe? That's right. It's their first human contact. It's going to be me going.
Oh, stars.
Andrea, would you like to contribute to anything, please?
At least let Andrea say it herself. She's a grown woman. She doesn't need help saying things. Do you? I'm evil?
There we go.
What's the question?
I don't think there is one.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's move on from the gay time. Okay.
Okay, we'll move on from the gay time. And for those of you who weren't here yesterday and didn't watch the live stream, why? Why even? Okay, the first thing we're going to do is get a couple of really cliche questions out of the way.
Again.
So that we can open up the floor for some interesting, awesome questions from you guys, okay? Now, the most cliche question that I can think of is, how did you two get your start in voice acting?
I think that's a great question. A lot of people have been asking me that. I started doing films when I was a kid, so I was about 6 years old. And it just kind of led into voice work. Started with radio. I started working on a show called Madeline, which I think you might know. Yeah. I was the voice of Madeline for many, many years. And here I am today. The end.
My story is very similar. It starts when I was 6 as well, and then I turned 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It really goes up to when I was 16 when I did a tour of Australia with the Vancouver Youth Theatre and a play called Will the Real Canadian, a live theatre show. We played at Expo 88 in Brizzy. And then I turned 17 and then 18. And eventually I decided it was time to get serious and get an agent and try getting into film and television and making some money being an actor. And so I did that, thinking that would be an immediate road to stardom. And then I started getting voice jobs instead. And then that actually did become this, which was a total surprise. And so there we go.
Wonderful.
The end of my story.
Round of applause? Come on.
Oh,
they just shared their childhoods. It's great. I guess the next cliche question that I can think of is, do you guys really work well together, or is there infighting?
Fighting. Always.
No, we
Battles.
all, you know what? We're so lucky because we just have a great group of people that happen to be voice actors, and we get along great. And they're some of my favorite people. They're hilarious. People like Peter, who are a comedian. It's just like free entertainment every time you go into work. So it's an absolute pleasure. We get along fantastic.
That's absolutely right. No joke. Yep.
Okay. Sorry. Yes. Let's see. Another cliche question that keeps getting... Oh, there's always the question of, can you do such and such a line from such and such an episode? I think we can gloss over that, though.
I think we covered that
We
pretty
did.
well yesterday. Did you guys enjoy that? Awesome.
Ooh. Your favorite episode to work on?
Bleh.
It's tough. It's hard to choose a favorite because
It is.
there's usually like a favorite thing that you do in every episode that you're in. So it's tough to kind of pick one that's above the rest. But I don't know. I had my favorite one right now is Pinkie Apple Pie, just because I got to sing in it and I got to be a crazy old cat lady in it too. So that was fun for me.
I had fun on. I have to be so careful how I answer because I'm thinking, has that aired yet? And I'm pretty sure this has. I had a great time playing Fleetfoot. That was like a cool new role that just aired, right? Yes. Awesome.
Phew.
Most wicked. Now, I have a feeling that the people out here are very, very, very much wanting to have their questions answered. Let's see. If I could get my gopher Matthew to come on out and see if he can get some questions going. Matthew.
Did Matthew just leave? He's like, never mind, I don't want it.
Matthew.
Seriously, though.
Hold
Is he
on,
here?
Matthew.
There he is.
Here's the gopher.
Where have you been?
Round of applause for the
going on?
gopher.
You gotta go out there.
What's happening?
You're asking questions from the
sorry.
audience. Get on it.
I was
Yeah,
trying
you
to
know
sort out some
that
other
thing we
issues.
discussed yesterday.
Okay, I'm right here, so I'll start with you.
What kind of music do you like to listen to?
I like to listen to a huge range of music. I'm a classical piano player, so I like a bit of that. I like alternative and pop and all kinds of different stuff. So I'm a big listener.
Yeah, I'm a listener too. I have a huge selection of things. Every genre is represented. No.
I think you may have gained a few more fans.
A few more and a few fewer.
So, next question.
Next question.
We had a request for Andrea to say one of Big Mac's lines and for Big Mac to say one of Fluttershy's lines. So either character.
Yep.
I think that worked out pretty well. What do we got going out there? Oh. Seems like it's going to be an interesting long one. What do we got?
So we just have a question here. Who's your favorite background pony? And if you could voice any other character, who would it be?
I like Octavia. She's in music. I guess that was a good choice.
I was totally going to say that too.
We're not.
Actually, I was.
We're not.
I was.
We're not.
In this case, I was. I know I pulled that line out of the hat a lot, the whole you just said what I was going to say joke,
Yeah.
but actually I was going to say that.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Octavia. But I wouldn't voice her. That's just, I like the character a lot.
Yeah, I just
but
like her
I
too.
wouldn't voice her. I think I would, I don't, yeah, I probably would want to voice Doctor Who's. That would be really cool. Because I'm probably never going to play the real Doctor Who. Because I'm not British, and I think that would be a stretch for them, even though I want to. Yeah, so do it.
Just let me know when you want the next
No, I'm
question.
done. I just keep talking until you interrupt me. So
Pretty basically.
blah blah.
The
There's
next
a
one's
water
an
bottle in
interesting
front of
one.
me.
Oh.
It was, do you guys regularly meet with the animators, and do you get to watch the episode kind of take shape?
No.
No. You know what? They are so busy. They are working so hard that they barely have any time off at all. So they're just working. I did get the chance at the Christmas party to go upstairs, and I actually watched the episode that you all watched last night, this morning. Yeah, that was awesome.
Fun.
They were so excited about. They're like, you have to see this.
I think we also have bronies to thank for even actually meeting the animators. I didn't meet any of the animators on this show until we were in New Jersey for BronyCon 2012. It was the first time I met Megan McCarthy, Lauren Faust, first time I met Sibsy, I think, or we don't get to meet these people by and large, let alone watch them work.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Hi. The ponies are of, I guess this is more a question for Andrea. The ponies are of kind of ambiguous ages. Do you find it a challenge to do like the youthful side of them to connect with the target audience, but also they're in a lot of quite mature situations as well? Is that a difficult balance?
I guess not, since I never thought of it. I always am playing young characters, so that comes really quite naturally to me, and you can probably hear that in my regular speaking voice, that it sounds youthful, and whenever I try and call myself a taxi, they sometimes laugh and hang up. Get calls from telemarketers, and they say, is your mom or dad home?
But you play with that, don't you? You just go.
No, click. Yeah. So, but it's a good thing, right? I wouldn't have this job if I didn't have that kind of a voice. So, but yeah, it's. I like that about them, that they're. Yeah. What is their age? We don't really know. It's fun. I think Pinkie Pie is like 1,000. No.
What's your favorite fan songs, if you know any?
Fan songs. I don't really know any, honestly.
Oh, okay. You guys will know what it's called. There's this one where it's. I don't listen to a lot of them, but for some reason I listen to this, and I especially don't listen to it if it's my own voice. But it's the So Many Fluttershy, So Many Wonders song, but it's like all like, like just what's it called? Flutter Wonder. I like that a lot, even though it's me. I like it.
So the next one was, if you weren't an actor or a voice actor, what would you be?
I don't know. I would like to think that I would be in maybe climate science, or possibly I might. When I was a kid, I used to want to be an architect. I'm still quite interested in buildings. I think Melbourne is really pretty architecturally. It's very interesting. So one of those two things. Probably climate science, though.
I have an engineering degree, so I would probably be an engineer.
Which is why she very kindly lets me answer that question first. I'm a dope.
So we had, if you could work with, it's more for Peter, I believe.
Okay.
If you could work with anyone, alive, dead, anyone at all, on any production you like, who would it be?
Oh. I think maybe Kubrick. It used to be Terry Gilliam, and then I got the chance to do that. So then I walked away from that experience going, well, now what? So I don't know. I guess it would probably be Kubrick. Why is that question more for me than for Andrea? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
He's been working on it for about 4 months, ever since he realized he'd be at the con.
Oh, okay, cool.
I forgot the next one. Oh, yes. Does your family watch the show?
Yes.
Do they like it?
Yes. Yes. You know.
Hi. Do you guys read any of the fan fictions?
No.
No.
This is why we screen the questions, Matthew.
No,
No, there was no implications. That's fine.
So, do you?
No.
No. No. No.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sure the fanfics are awesome sometimes, and I know that they're not sometimes, but
So, what have been some of your highlights during your trip to Australia so far?
That's a great question.
super good.
So,
You guys, A.
yeah, you guys. I flew into Adelaide. Yeah, I had a great time in the south and went to Kangaroo Island. Saw tons of wildlife and it was gorgeous and been having a lot of fun in Melbourne. What a fantastic city. Awesome.
I'm having my Australia holiday after this, so I got here on Wednesday and have been just in Melbourne trying to adjust to the time, and it is a fantastic city. I've been loving the couple of days I've had to walk around, but I'm heading off and doing more things later, so I'll have more highlights over the next week.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Just you.
Zing!
How's it going? This one's for Pete and you. Up at
Hi.
back here.
There you are. Hi.
At Everfree Northwest, you came up to me and you slammed a Foster's beer down in front of me.
Well, someone had given me that enormous can of Foster's. I felt obligated to do something with it.
Well, my question was, have you actually had a chance to try any proper Australian beer?
Yeah, I've had plenty of good beer since I've been here, and none of it was called Foster's, I'm afraid. I was at a restaurant the other night called Ginger Boy, just down here, and the waiter sold me on this mango-flavored beer from Perth, which I was like, really, mango beer? I don't know, but it was fantastic, and it went so well with the excellent food that we had. So.
All right, my question is quick and simple. Favorite film, favorite actor, and were any of the actors pivotal, inspirational?
I don't really have a favorite film. I like films. I do. I always try. Right now I'm on my Oscar marathon. I like to watch all the movies that are nominated. And I really like Gravity this year. Yeah.
I like a lot of films too, and but I don't. I guess a lot. Different people have been inspirational to me in different ways. So it's really hard for me to go, well, that's the one. When I was younger, for me, it was always a tie between Brazil and The Adventures of Baron Munchausen in terms of best film. I could never pick which is why I wanted to meet and work with Gilliam. But then in terms of actor, I don't know. There's so many different inspirations and so many different colors to it. You know, it's everybody from Meryl Streep to Steve Martin to Jonathan Pryce to John Neville to Robert De Niro to whomever. You know, it's just a giant list.
Okay, so the next one was, how does it feel to have worked on a show that's like kind of helped a lot of people and touched a lot of people? And does it make you feel good that you've done that? And then on the other side, how does it feel to be a part of a show that has, I guess, controversy on the internet?
It feels amazing to work on a show that has this many people here together.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's amazing, and people that have really inspiring stories. It's just so special to, I think, both of us. I mean, I don't think there's a better feeling. There's nothing more rewarding when someone comes up to you and says, thank you. You know, My Little Pony has made my life better. And if it's a little bit or a lot or anything, That's just, I mean, what more could we ask for? It's the most amazing feeling in the world.
Yeah, it's awesome. And as far as the controversy on the internet goes, I don't care. I just don't care.
The next one is one that I think is a very good question. Which do you guys prefer, a kangaroo or a moose?
I prefer the kangaroo, and I'll tell you why. Because I have less experience with it and it seems exotic. What I know of the moose is that it can destroy your car just by standing there. Well, the thing about, I don't know about I'm sure the kangaroo can do that. The additional danger that the moose can provide to you is that it can decapitate you just by standing there. And I can tell you from experience that it's not fun to come close to that experience. So I prefer I think the moose is a beautiful and noble animal, but at the moment I prefer the kangaroo. We'll see after I meet a few.
I like penguins.
Hey!
So we've got one for Andrea.
Where are you?
Middle, hiding, crouching.
Pillows. The question was, who do you relate more to, Pinkie Pie or Fluttershy?
I get that a lot, and you're not gonna like the answer. It's neither. Hopefully I'm kind of in between somewhere in the realm of sanity. I hope, maybe not. But, you know what, that being said, I have to say, since I've been here in Australia, maybe I'm channeling my Fluttershy a little bit more. I've been just really loving watching the wildlife. It's incredible. I have seen penguins, made me very happy. Fed kangaroos, I've seen sea lions, seals, parrots, wild parrots, and it's just been incredible. So maybe right now, that's a little Fluttershy-y.
Do you find, follow-up question.
What a way to go.
Follow-up question, Andrea Libman. Do you find that both characters are just a part of you, right? And that it's tough, like it would be like saying, well, what do you relate to more in yourself, the way that you love or the way that you something else, like it's just part of you, right?
Yeah.
Both of them. So how do you choose?
Yeah, that's
right?
a better answer.
Isn't that, yeah.
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 Okay,
You can have that answer.
I'm gonna
Don't
use
tell
that
them
next
that I
time.
gave it to you,
Okay.
but you can have it.
They are both a part of me.
It is too hard to choose. They both come from the same place in my heart.
Totally original answer.
The next one is an oddly personal question.
Excellent.
What was the first car that you drove? Both of you.
Well, I learned to drive on my mom's Toyota Camry. But my first car was a Jeep. Like, a little two-door.
I learned to drive. I learned to drive on my dad's 1979 Toyota Corolla Deluxe. What made it deluxe was that it was a station wagon. And that's it. It did not, I know, it did not even have a radio in it. But my first car was my grandfather's car, which he gave to me, which was a 1969 Dodge Dart, and I drove that car into the ground. I called it the Moose, actually, was its name. And it didn't hit the Moose. That was a different car.
So the next one, which I'm surprised wasn't asked yesterday, is what was it like working with John Delancey?
We didn't actually work with him. Yeah, I know, but we have met him since at
And
a
he is
convention.
awesome.
And he's lovely. He's a very, very nice person.
So then we've got next, it's a bit vague, but I think it'll get some good discussion. What is it like working as a voice
It's like this. there's a microphone in front of your face, and then you talk into it.
More like this, though.
Yeah, it's more like that, right? There's a little screen right here sometimes, and then you do this. You go like, yup, and then they record it. It's fun. It's really fun. Is the more serious answer. It's super, super fun. You get to act like a goof in front of a microphone in a room full of people that you would call your friends. And then they pay you at the end of the day. So, awesome.
Other than the payment thing, that sounds like me the last 2 nights. Well, volunteer, I don't get paid. What is this?
So how much, if any, of your career involves voice-over, so commercial as opposed to, like, voice acting?
Oh, you do quite a bit, Peter.
Yeah, I do tons.
Yeah, I do way more animation, but I do a bit of that. It's funny, that world. I went in and my agent didn't tell them that I wasn't a kid, but I was reading for a kid role because that's what I do. That's what I sound like. And I got in there like, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? Good. So how was school today? What's happening? It was so confusing. Then I got in there and they go, okay, now say your age and then your slate. And it was so bizarre. And then when I said my age, they were just like, oh. Get out of here. So, yeah, a little bit, but.
That's very funny.
As the person started asking this question, I was about to be like, there's no way I'm going to ask this. But their question was, and they want feedback, what is your opinion on a fanfic that involves Pinkie Pie and Big Mac having identical triplets?
I'm really looking forward to seeing some penguins myself.
Not as a couple, but like both of them.
I think seeing the penguins will be very interesting. And we don't have, there are some penguins at our aquarium in Vancouver, and I've seen them. They're African penguins. And I'm really looking forward to seeing wild penguins here in Australia. I think that will be interesting.
The wild penguins
Thank
are
you
really
for the question.
cute.
Yeah.
Very special.
Apparently my gopher is
We have
disappeared.
someone saying, thank you for coming to Australia.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. We love being here.
It has been worth it every step of the way, except perhaps that last question.
You mean the one about the penguins?
Yeah, penguins are super cute.
Have you guys read any of the comics? And if you have, would you like to see any of them turn into episodes?
Yeah, sure. I've looked at a couple of the comics, and I think they're really awesome. They're so well written and well drawn, and they're fantastic. I don't know,
I think it'd be fun to do a reading of one at a convention or something.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Do you guys ever use your voices to like mess around with people? And if so, what have you done?
I know some actors really like to do that. I don't always find that I'm in the moment enough. I usually am just so annoyed that the telemarketer is calling me that I don't play around with it. But every now and then I like, sometimes, you answer the phone and then you wish that you'd answered the phone in a different voice and then you could go, but because you didn't, you can't. I don't really do it. But it seems like it would be fun.
No pranks for you, Ms. Libman? You haven't messed around with anyone with your voices?
Nope.
The angel, everyone.
So we have a question, which is, what other TV shows do you like to watch? I know we had movies, but are you into TV shows?
I love the new Doctor Who. I think it's great. I've been really into a lot of British shows lately, actually, so that's been fun.
Are you watching Luther?
Yeah.
I just started watching Luther.
That's
Anyone?
cool, yeah.
It's really
I like
good.
Luther.
Eh.
I don't think we have that one on Australian TV yet, do
No?
we?
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
stuff.
it's good.
I haven't watched Treme yet. I really want to watch Treme because I really like The Wire. I think that'd be, and it's about music. And I haven't seen it yet.
We have a request for you to make your best Australian accent.
We did this yesterday.
Yeah. G'day.
But I... Fair dinkum, struth.
G'day.
I was saying this earlier. I realized this morning we have these trucks at home that drive around and they fix people's roofs. And they're orange and blue trucks. And the name of the company is Roofix. And whenever I see Roofix trucks, I always think, oh, g'day, Roofix! I think like it's from a bad Australian television program, right? What's that, Roofix? Little Bruce is trapped in a billabong 50 miles from here and can't get out? You know. So that's...
So for Peter,
Yeah.
when you did the episode where Big Mac and Cheerilee fall in love,
Yeah.
how did you do all those lines without cracking up laughing?
I just did an Australian accent. No, we didn't. We cracked up. The whole day we cracked up. That's how we did it. We laughed and then didn't use those takes in the show. Nicole and I actually had to stop looking at each other. We were opposite each other, though. We had to actually stop ourselves from watching each other work.
I can imagine that was a great day in the office.
It was fun. It was a fun day in the office. It might have been a slightly irritating day in the office for other people, but it was fun for me and Nicole.
Only the editors. You guys were okay, I'm sure.
So,
for me?
what television shows did you guys watch as kids, like cartoons, and did that influence the way that you voice act today?
Well, when I was a kid watching cartoons, I was also making cartoons.
That must have been weird.
Yeah, it was kind of
I
weird.
guess it was normal for you, though, hey?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was my normal. It's cool. I watched a lot of Disney stuff, like DuckTales. I think that was my favorite.
I loved Looney Tunes in terms of comic timing, it's unsurpassed. It's just brilliant. And in terms of voice acting, too, the day that I found out that almost all of those voices were done by Mel Blanc, one guy, I thought, what? How is that possible at all? And that, I think, was a huge influence in terms of making me want to be a voice actor, yeah.
When you do voice acting, and if you ever see any fan animation, do you think that maybe there are a few things that you can tell the people who are doing your voices, basically?
I'm sorry, can you ask it again? I didn't quite
Sorry.
understand it.
Have you seen any fan animations that have fans voice acting for your characters?
Oh, yeah.
And do you often think, not often, do you think that you could coach them in any way?
I wouldn't be interested in doing that. I think it's really flattering, and some people are really awesome at doing it. But I think that part of the joy of it is just to be doing it. You know, I don't think that I would presume to say, oh, listen, here's how you could make it better.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I think it's awesome that it's happening at whatever quality.
So this was very briefly touched upon yesterday, but is there a difference in the way that producers and crews treat male voice actors as opposed to female voice actors?
No?
No.
Equal opportunity for all, so everyone has a chance.
Have you guys had any encounters with drop bears?
Interestingly, no.
Beware the drop bear.
Before you did My Little Pony, had you worked with any of the cast in anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
You know, the interesting thing about drop bears is you guys know that there's a Wikipedia, right? And you could just look up that thing's not real.
I like this one as well. What's the weirdest thing a fan has ever done for you?
Oh boy. Ladies first.
What do you mean? I don't know.
Do people give you weird gifts or anything like that, for example?
People give me great gifts. I love my gifts.
I don't always, first of all, I want to preface by saying I don't think of weird as a slur at all. I think of it as a compliment. So, that said, yeah, there have been some kind of awesome, weird things. I had to sign a bus once. I had to sign the back of an iPhone 5 like the day after it came out. I was really nervous because sometimes I screw up my own signature, and I didn't want to do that on that.
You signed a burger, like a Big
I did.
Mac.
I signed an actual Big Mac. There was a guy that he wanted me to sign his face, so I used the whole canvas. I wrote "yup" right across a Y right on his nose. Yeah, so I mean that's.
How about you? Any weird stuff?
But it's all awesome.
I've signed lots of cool things. I get nervous signing electronics too.
Oh yeah.
Musical instruments. Art, like handmade sculptures and paintings, and this really cool Transformers mask helmet thing was awesome. All kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. Pets. No.
I've never signed a pet.
No.
Except for my character from the Pet Shop show, not real pets. But I have signed myself on the. Never mind.
We haven't really had any requests, but we would like Andrea to say louder, if possible, in Fluttershy's voice.
Louder!
So we know that you guys have tried Tim Tams and Vegemite, but have you tried kangaroo?
Yes, I have.
I almost did last night, but then, just in the nick of time, we realized that the restaurant that we were in was awful. And so I thought I would better wait until I'm confident that the kitchen is going to represent it properly.
So we have someone who's asking about your guilty pleasures.
What do they want to know about our guilty pleasures?
You know, like things that you love but, are terrible.
I know, but what about them? Of course we have them.
What
We all
are
have
they?
them. What are they? Oh, God, well,
Being lazy,
yeah.
sleeping in.
I'm really not that guilty about that, though.
No?
I just enjoy it.
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Chocolate.
Is it-
Oreos.
Yeah, Oreos are a guilty pleasure for sure. I don't know. I don't really feel that guilty about most of my pleasures, to be honest with you. I just kind of go for it.
I think this is a very good question, and it's for Andrea. When you're voicing conversations between Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, are they done simultaneously, like in the same recording, or separately?
It's all at once. It's just go for it. At the very beginning, when we're just getting our footing, sometimes we'll go through, and if there's a really, really long passage, I'll do a run of back and forth, and then we might do one of each. But these days, yeah, I just go for it.
It's fun to watch.
If someone said that we have people on dirt bikes in fluoro jackets delivering our mail, what would you say?
I would say at least you have people delivering your mail. Seriously, they just announced in Canada they're going to stop door-to-door delivery of our post nationally. There's just no profit in it. That's their reasoning. I think that's foolish, but at least you have mail.
So if you could be a pony, would you be a Pegasus, unicorn, or Earth pony?
Alicorn.
Alicorn.
Duh.
Any advice for aspiring voice actors? Wanting to get into the industry, I suppose.
Tons, yeah. But in terms of what I can say here is get acting in whatever way. Get into an improv troupe, do sketch comedy, do community theater, get acting in some fashion, because really voice acting is not about your voice as much as it's about acting. So find a way to learn how to deconstruct a scene, find a way to learn how to present yourself in a scene in a way that an audience is going to respond to. And then you can start thinking about whether or not you have the vocal range and the vocal capabilities to make it as a voice actor.
How did you guys come up with your voices for your characters?
When I auditioned, there was really great character descriptions, so I just went with that and kind of, Pinkie Pie, high energy, fast talking. So I went quite high with her, as you know. And, Fluttershy, shy, huh? So that's where that came from. And then, it's it evolves. You work on it with the director, and it changes. So, yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, but substitute Big Mac information. But yeah, they gave me a good breakdown, and you just kind of go, okay, well, he has to be like this. And your first impulse, in my case, and that because I didn't have a lot of time to prepare because I was auditioning for that day.
Yeah, and I mean, getting cast in things is so tricky because it doesn't mean that you're better or worse or whatever. Sometimes it's, they're looking for that blend of all these different character voices, and especially in a show like My Little Pony, they're looking for 6 main character female leads that are all going to work together. So that's a tricky thing. So you may go in and you have a great read and a great voice, but it doesn't mesh with the rest of the cast. There's a lot of things to consider.
I had an experience of auditioning for a supporting role on season 4, and I don't know if it's aired yet, so I can't be more specific. But I remember making all these good choices and thinking, okay, yeah, this ought to be how this goes. This is the way the scene is working. So here, this character's going to be this way. There, the character's going to be that way. And I didn't get the job. And so I went into the studio, because Big Mac was in that episode. I went into the studio and was standing next to the actor that did get the job. And I thought, okay, cool. I want to really listen to what he did that made him get the job. And as far as I could tell, he made every single choice exactly the same way that I made it, except he just had a little more quaver in his voice than I did. But that was it. And so that's the difference. Like, it's that subtle. The performances were basically the same, as far as I could tell.
Have you guys heard any of the foreign language dubs of My Little Pony?
Yeah, we actually had the chance to meet some of the foreign language dubbing actors last summer in Germany. Yeah. We met Nellie Heed from Sweden, and Julie from Vasquez from Belgium.
And Michael Pan from Germany.
Yeah, so we heard their voices. It's cool.
Yeah.
This is one for Peter.
Yes.
Because you have your line, yup, which is repeated all the time. Do you record that each time, or is it just the same one?
No, I go in every single time and record every single yup. And usually I do 4. Terry, our director, he likes to get several takes of me every single time, I think because he likes to torture me slightly.
Yep.
Yup. 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 Etc.
So because of the show and the community, there's been a lot of cool things done for like charity and all kinds of causes. So the question was, what is your favorite thing that the community has done so far?
Well, something that was close to my heart is last year I did a bike ride called the Ride to Conquer Cancer. And basically, we raised over $20,000, and that was all the Brony community. So it was absolutely incredible. So thank you. It was amazing.
I'm really fond of a charity called Bronies for Good that has been doing some work in Uganda, which is a place that I've been, and I respect that they're doing a lot of good work for that country because it needs some help in some ways. So there you go.
So I've just learned something about you, Andrea, and it's going to form a question. So you apparently can fluently speak French.
Oui, c'est vrai.
Can you speak a line of either Fluttershy or Pinkie Pie in French?
Eh ouais.
Oui. Je ne sais pas.
We're also, I believe, running out of time, so we can only have a couple more questions, I think. I got to run across the other side, I'm sorry.
There he goes, Mr. Australia.
How did you guys find out about the Brony community?
Online.
I was in the studio actually, and Jason, one of the directors, said, "Oh, you know, there's this thing called Bronies." We're like, "No, there's not."
Would you guys consider coming to Australia again?
No.
Anytime.
Oh yeah, that's the anytime.
Anytime.
No, seriously, yes.
In a heartbeat.
Absolutely. Although you can't get here in a heartbeat though. It takes longer.
Yeah, it's so worth it.
Yeah.
So we have a, I guess, bias question, which is, who was your favorite person to work with, and why was it Weird Al Yankovic?
I did really enjoy working with him. He was great. He was just really fun to play off of us. So I'm so glad that we're able to do that because it was awesome.
I enjoyed working with him as well, although I worked with him in a slightly different capacity. When I worked with him, it was actually years before. He had eaten a salad at a restaurant in which I was the dishwasher, and then I washed his plate. And we didn't actually meet. But I enjoyed washing his plate.
Was working on the movie different from working on the show, and if so, how?
It took longer.
Because it is longer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, same people, right? But different story, so not too different. A lot more music, so a lot longer time singing and preparing for that, but not too different. Fun, as always. Fun! Fun!
There we go.
Fun! 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 Fun!
You guys sound like the seagulls from Finding Nemo, you know that, right?
Mine!
Mine.
Mine!
Mine.
Mine!
Who are your favorite fictional characters?
What is that?
What was that? Yeah.
Who are your favorite fictional characters?
Oh, fictional. Favorite fictional characters? Big Macintosh.
Pinkie Pie.
Fluttershy.
Fluttershy.
Goldie Delicious.
Pumpkin Cake.
Mm-hmm. Rarity's father.
Madeline.
Uh-huh. Sunil Nevela, the mongoose. Some others.
some people have noticed that Pinkie Pie's character has changed to be more random, and I think forced is the idea. Have you noticed any kind of change in the way that you act? And have you done it any differently?
Well, every story is different, and every script is different, and every line is different. So, yeah, it's probably, when I say a different line, it's different from a different line. What can I say?
You guys having a good time?
Have you guys seen any of the short films / animations that have been made by the fandom?
I think I've seen a few of them, yeah. Some of them are pretty awesome. They look really good.
I haven't really seen too much. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
We want to know how Andrea got both Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy roles.
It's like winning the lottery. Luckiest lucky duck that ever sailed the seas.
Okay, so I've just been told to start wrapping up on the panel. So we've got how many? Two? Two more questions from the crowd. So if you guys have any questions for Andrea or Peter, now's the time. What are your thoughts on season 5? Not out loud, you fool.
I heard something else about penguins, I think. Something about how cute 5 penguins can be together.
Absolutely adorable.
In the right season.
Wouldn't you agree? Penguins are amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it does have to be the right season for 5 penguins.
I don't know when to
they're
interrupt
just
you.
adorable.
Go ahead.
What is your favorite non-pony thing that you've done? That you've worked on yet?
Oh.
For me, it's Littlest Pet Shop, 100%. I get to do so much fun acting on that show. Not just Sunil, but I've been so many other little characters on that over the seasons, and it's just a joy, an absolute joy to work on.
I think this is a good question to finish on. If you could bring any other actor onto My Little Pony, who would you bring on?
Ooh.
Tom Waits. I would love a Tom Waits pony. I think that would be fun. I don't know what he'd do, but it'd be cool.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? What they said.
Yeah, that was right. You guys were right.
All I heard was penguins.
Hugh Laurie, that would be cool. Yeah, June Foray would be awesome, actually.
And I think with that, we'll end the voice actor panel. I've been given this piece of paper to read off of. Oh, okay.
It says reserved for VIP. Weird, okay.
Let's see. Oh, there's going to be a thank you presented by the group of South Australian bronies to be presented at this panel for both Peter and Andrea. If the presenter would come up, please.
Whoa.
Whoa, thank you.
Hi.
Okay.
So now I know Joe wanted to say a few words first of all.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming here. My name is Joseph, otherwise known as Sea Spray. To Andre and Peter, everyone here is so appreciative of your efforts to get to Australia. The successful possible crowdfunding made it possible. So thank you for everyone who helped out on the Possible campaign. Okay.
Thank you. We're so happy to be here.
Thank you. The Bronies of South Australia, and probably the whole of Australia, would like to present some gifts to Ms. Andrea Libman and Mr. Peter New. Coming up is Kyra Olsen to present some gifts for each of you. One item is something to help make the flight back more comfortable, and the other is something sweet from South Australia to remember us by. Thank you to both of you for your excellent work, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you so much. That's very thoughtful.
Hard for you. Made a little cushion with big Macintosh on it. That's for you. It just says from the South Australian
I'm
Brony.
coming over.
And everyone else. And there's some chocolates.
Oh, these are the best chocolates. Have you had these? Oh,
It's okay. We brought more.
they're so
And
good.
For you.
Oh, thank you so much. Look at that.
Thank you so much. We really
Thank
appreciate you
you.
guys coming. It's
We
been really good.
really appreciate you having us.
Thank you very much.
A lot.
It is, honest to goodness, it is an incredible delight to be here. Thank you so much for having us come over.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
South Australia Bronies. You were lovely.
That wraps up the VA panel once more for Mr. New and Ms. Libman. Give it up.
Thank you.
And a very special thank you to the South Australia Bronies. You guys are great.